watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ross Palumbo, and here's a look at your top stories at this hour. LA County officials have announced a $20,000 reward as they continue their search for cemetery vandals. The Sheriff's Department is investigating incidents from January and February. They say they all happened at Woodlawn Celestial Gardens in Compton and Lincoln Memorial Park in Carson. The suspects are accused of stealing and vandalizing headstone markers and plaques, leaving behind millions of dollars in damages. No suspects, unfortunately, have been identified yet. Any information, please call authorities. Measles cases are popping up across the entire country this winter, including right here in California and here in Los Angeles. According to a new LA Times report, it's because more parents are delaying their children's vaccine schedules. Well, here to give us some insight on the situation is Dr. Diana Lev with Dignity Health in Northridge. Dr. Lev, thank you so much for joining us. How alarming is this spike in measles cases?
Thank you for having me. It's been alarming for a little bit. Actually, in California, we're not as bad as some other states. But the problem is that a lot of kids are now at risk of getting measles or passing it on to other people around them.
And how serious can measles really be? I know that it's rarely serious, but if it is, I mean, you can have, I think, a serious brain swelling issue sometimes. Is that right?
The reason we even started with the vaccination is because before advent of vaccines, 500 kids used to die a year easily. And then a whole bunch of them used to have degenerative disease later on.
Wow.
So it definitely can swell your brain. It causes meningitis, pneumonia, and all the complications of that.
Yeah, you know, even with somewhat rare and remote problems, I mean, it's still somewhat scary. Why do you think parents are actually delaying these vaccinations?
Anytime you take evidence-based in medicine and make it political, it causes issues with trust in every way possible. Medicine has always been the pure kind of thing where we do research, we show proof, you know, we have proof for everything. But I think a lot of the politics is getting in the way, especially after COVID.
You know, I was going to ask you about that because the MMR vaccinations are really some of the most tested and safest vaccine on the entire planet. So how large of an influence do you think COVID really had to do with this? Do you think it's the entire reason we're seeing this surge?
It's definitely not the entire reason. Actually, if you go back, the original reason was from the 70s when somebody published a false paper that had no backing and was pulled and put down, but it started the whole paranoia of maybe people lie in medicine. And this is where the problem happened. And so people don't trust, even though it is so studied. It's crazy. I mean, thousands, millions, billions, if you look around the world, of people have had it since the 70s.
Yeah, you know, it's really interesting. The study you're talking about said that there might be a relationship between that vaccine and some childhood problems, but you're right, it was not peer-reviewed correctly. It was completely withdrawn publicly, but people still focus on this few months that it was out there before it got pulled back in. That's the situation we're in right now. So what can parents do to protect their kids?
Protect them, you mean the ones that go to school or the ones,
Yeah,
I mean, the only way to protect against measles is to give them a vaccine. There is no treatment for measles. Once your child gets it, it's just luck of the draw whether they get meningitis or end up, God forbid, dying from this. You know, there's no way to treat it.
You know, I know that was a little confusing, so let me clarify. So if your child is vaccinated, right, you probably think you are completely safe, but that's not the end of the story, is it? I mean, there are people that work in schools that might be around children. There are other children that might have had or be immunocompromised from like leukemia. So it's a serious problem that all parents need to know about, even if their own children are vaccinated. Is that correct? Correct.
If you look at vaccinations, after one vaccination, which is usually given at about 1 year of age, you're about 93% protected. And after the second vaccine, which is supposedly 4 to 6 years old, you're about 97. You still leave a bunch of kids that, even though we give them vaccines, they just won't mount the correct response. So first of all, not all kids are protected. Second of all, if a kid is immunocompromised, they can't get the vaccine. So you are exposing other people by not vaccinating your child to possibly getting infected with this, and that risks death.
Yeah, those are all very serious issues. Well, Dr. Diana Lev, thank you so much for your time and your insight on this important matter. Hopefully, we're reaching all sorts of parents today. Thank you again.
It is my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, well, turning now to your weather, a live look outside from our Blue Ridge camera. It's beautiful out there. Look at all that snow. Fortunately, that's up in the mountains. It's relatively warm here, but not as warm as over the weekend. So what can we expect for the rest of the week? A warm-up is in store. Meteorologist Paul Diano has our next weather forecast. Paul.
How you doing, meteorologist Paul Diana? We're talking sunrise because, man, was it late today. 7:07, we sprung forward. We've moved that hour of daylight from the morning to the evening. So you early risers, you're going to be in it for the next couple of weeks. 7:07, the sunrise today, but we're gaining about a minute and a half of daylight every day. So if you add that up over several weeks, by the 8th of April, we're back to 6:30 on the sunrise, May the 4th, Star Wars Day. 6 o'clock will be the sunrise as early as 5:14 come late spring and early summer. A lot of sunshine out there today. Some clouds banking up against the San Bernardinos and a few clouds moving out toward Palm Springs. Aside from that, partly to mostly sunny skies. San Bernardino this afternoon and this evening. I do think we'll see a return of low cloud cover tonight. The onshore breeze is still there. That's doing a few things. One, we're cooler today. Two, we'll be cloudier at night. So clouds are back as early as 9 o'clock after afternoon in the 60s. But I love all these zeros. These are your rain chances, and the rain chances are non-existent over the next 6 days. We stay dry for a while. High temperatures today. Mid to upper 60s, Burbank 67, Camarillo 65, Fullerton and Chino also 67. Your extended forecast, it gets better because it gets warmer. The two coolest days of the next 7 will be today and tomorrow because of the onshore breeze. Winds will flip back to an offshore wind, a little breezy Wednesday and Thursday, low 70s. Then we just keep the sunshine and warm it up to 74 on Saturday and 75 on Sunday. That's your kickout forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Paul. That forecast looks amazing. Well, the 5 freeway got a little bit clogged up this afternoon for a very unusual reason. Cases of toilet paper just fell out onto the roadway, and CHP officers had the dirty job of cleaning it all up. Assignment editor Mark Liu has the story.
This is just a great story for a Monday afternoon. We had heard that there was some kind of traffic disruption on the 5 freeway, so we sent SkyCal to go look and see what was blocking lanes in the Newhall Pass by Calgrove. And there it is, CHP cleaning up a very, very large amount of toilet paper. Approximately 3 cases of toilet paper came off the back of a white Ford F-350. That person pulled to the right and called 911, said, "I'm so sorry, but all the toilet paper has come off my truck." The CHP, it's a dirty job. Someone's got to clean up the freeways, but it looks like they are almost done getting all that toilet paper off of the 5, and 5 freeway should be opening up shortly.
All right, what a crazy situation. It's all cleaned up now, though. Well, this has been The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. We will be back live at 3 right here on CBS News Los Angeles.